Hey everybody, welcome back to Vante EDC, and today we're going to be doing something that's been a long time waiting. I mentioned this in a previous video, but as I've been on my quest to find the ideal EDC button lock knife, of course the Malibu is one of the first knives that many people think of. It's one of the designs that really popularized it in the last few years, popularized button locks in the last few years. So I actually got this one back in August of 2022. And I am going to be honest, I did open it and I did handle it for a little bit, but I never carried it, never cut anything with it. I have not used it or handled it in any significant way. And I just wasn't sure if I was ready to commit to using it and really quote unquote owning it. So yeah, it's been sitting in my safe for the longest time. But, I think I'm ready to actually get some real serious hands-on time and hours behind carrying a Malibu just to see if it really is worth the hype, how it compares to things like these more budget-friendly button locks. That's the Altus. This is the CJRB Pyrite, which are both knives that I've reviewed and very highly recommend and enjoy for significantly less, I will say. So, yeah, we're going to get into this, and I guess this hopefully we'll see if it's better or worse or about what I initially remember from it. But let's treat this functionally as kind of like a first impression. So that's the box right there. I don't know if it's going to want to focus. It doesn't want to focus, it's too close. But yeah, so this is the reverse Tanto textured black aluminum handle, and then the black DLC 20CV blade reverse Tanto. So yep, here we go. This is the standard Pro-Tech box, I believe. And it comes in this pouch here, and it has been a long time since I've opened this up. Drawstring. The pouch is like a nice sort of like microfiber type material, so we'll put the pouch there for now. And yep, it comes in this bag with the Pro-Tech sticker. Caution sharp edge, handle with care. Thank you. I wonder if they do that because it's a legal requirement, actually. All right. Oh. Texture. I like the fact that they have textured versus non-textured, or sorry, that they offer a textured version and not just non-textured versions. But I do feel like the texturing from an aesthetic perspective is not the most amazing thing in the world. But anyway, yeah, this is the Malibu, the first Malibu that I've ever purchased and opened. So let's take a look at it real quick up close, see if there's any flaws we can spot. Looks nice. Let's see. Yeah, that seam looks nice. I'm not seeing any machining marks really right now. Anywhere, no like spottiness. How does the centering look? To me, centering looks virtually flawless. Let's see if we can catch that on the lens for you. I mean, it's kind of dark there. But yeah, it's yeah, wow, that's actually very tight tolerance between, or very small space between the blade and the interior of the scales. So yeah, there's a flipper, there's the button, non-textured button, and there's the stop pin, I guess. And that's interesting. That's the one part that is not ostensibly black, but okay. Let's go ahead and flip this. Oof. Yeah, see, I do remember this from when I first opened this many months ago. There's a bit of like button stick, I think is what you would call it, where you feel you can hear that literally. Listen to this. So I think that's the sides of the plunger binding against the blade itself. So I've heard from other reviewers that button stick will kind of give over time. So I'm definitely willing to give it time to wear in, so that it's something that is much more fluid, because on knives like my Altus, you're not hearing that, right? It's just smooth. Same with the Pyrite here. So yeah, anyway, this is not a comparison video in a way, but yeah, this is that is the Pro-Tech Malibu, textured reverse tanto. Of course, me liking black pocket knives, that's why I got this particular colorway. I am hoping that they will be releasing some version of this in Magna Cut, because as you notice, this is the 20 CV blade. So overall first impressions, let's see, lockup, nice and solid, no wiggle at all there. Left, right, forward, back, up, down, I guess. Yeah, I'm not super happy about the fact that there's that button stick, but you know, I'm not sure, but I am hoping that it will wear in with just some regular usage. The centering I mentioned good. The action, it feels very smooth. This is my first flipper button lock, so before I really got into knives, I preferred flippers more than I preferred thumb studs. The only other button locks that I've carried so far, the Altus and the Pyrite, they're thumb stud only. So I'm excited to also have the form factor of, you know, this is going to be annoying to you probably, just me constantly doing that. But yeah, being able to use a flipper and see if I do prefer that in a button lock or not. I would love to see a design where they have, I mean, obviously they'd have to work on recess the choil here, but get a thumb stud on this as well, so you get a both and, because porque no los dos. So the action, it's nice and smooth. It's not super snappy, but it is nice and smooth. Lockup I mentioned is really good. Ergos, so yeah, it's very natural to deploy it like that, and then it's, for me, my hands feels very natural. It doesn't feel too big, it doesn't feel too small. It feels just right. So I can appreciate that. It would be cool if they did have a finger choil on the blade here, but you know, it's not the end of the world either. There is no jimping here, so that is also something that would be nice, but not necessary. Let's look at the blade now. Okay, so pardon my fingerprints here. Let's try to get some of that off. Oh, why don't we do that? Use the case here. Okay, so let's look at this under the lights. So yeah, this is the black DLC version. The coating looks good. It looks nice and even. I'm not really seeing any splotchiness. Any inconsistencies in the coat. I believe this is let's see. I think this is a flat grind. Let's see. Yeah, that should be a flat grind right there, I believe. So yeah, pretty high flat grind, not super high, but decently high. Now one thing I remember noticing the first time around, I don't know if this is common or uncommon, you know, for Pro-Tech and at this level of production for them. The edge bevel is definitely not even throughout. Notice it's pretty high there, and then it's definitely lower here. That's not just a play of the light or the angle right now. And same on, well, this side is also uneven, just in a different way. It's definitely shallower here and then higher here. So, you know, I don't know if that's a normal thing for them, or if this was just something that kind of slipped through the QC processes that they have in place. You know, this is the first Pro-Tech that I've really handled, so I can't speak to Pro-Tech quality. So yeah, but I've heard great things. So, you know, a little disappointing there, but not the end of the world either. You know, if I really wear this in and keep it long, you know, I can just give it a new edge and correct for that anyway. So yeah, the texturing, it is nice and tactile. It's not sandpaper by any means, but it's also not super smooth. So, you know, definitely feel like I get extra purchase there, extra traction, which is part of the reason why I prefer this over just the smooth aluminum. I I don't know if this is just me regurgitating what more established knife reviewers say, but you know, I don't love the feel of smooth aluminum scales on a knife, especially when, you know, I know what titanium feels like a little bit. So yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to ooh, almost nicked my knuckle there. I'm looking forward to getting some real pocket time with this and seeing for myself if this was even remotely worth the hype. I have a feeling it's not worth the hype in the truest sense of this being like the best, you know, pocket knife ever, or best button lock, even the best button lock ever. But, you know, I can appreciate this is American made, that it kind of started the current button lock craze, because now I'm very much on board with that craze. And as I mentioned, searching for the ideal EDC button lock. So we'll see how close this gets. I don't have any expectations that it will be the perfect one, but I am hoping that it'll be a good one. So yeah, stay tuned for probably a 1 month review and then maybe a 3 month, 6 month review, unless I get another one in magnet cut or something that I end up swapping this out for, because at the end of the day, I want it to be a user and I want it to be in magnet cut over 20 CV, because I'm a noob and magnet cut sounds better than 20 CV. So don't judge me. You can judge me, it's fine. So if you have any experiences with the Malibu, good or bad, feel free to share them in the comments. If you have any questions about this particular version, feel free to share them in the comments. Look forward to a little bit down the road, more long-term reviews after I've gotten a chance to carry this a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.